let's burn the left turret actually, since it's food.
Hey everybody, welcome back to DungeonGro.net. This is Nethervoid, also known as John, doing another boss guide for you here. And this one's on Eternity Vault's first boss on normal mode, Annihilation Droid XR33. Now the phase you're seeing here is the turret phase, and since turrets can no longer be CC'd, you will need to choose a turret and burn it down as quickly as possible, because you will have 2 turrets worth of damage coming down on your raid and your main tank. Now the ranged DPS will be hitting the actual turret, and the melee DPS will be hitting the power cells, as you can see right here. You should blow all your cooldowns except for the longest cooldowns to make sure that this first turret comes down as quickly as possible. Adds will also be spawning during this part of the fight, and melee needs to pick them up and to burn them down quickly. The way we did healing on this fight was we put one healer on the main tank and the melee, and the other healer was on the ranged DPS and spot heals. And the reason for this is we had the melee kind of bunch up for the AoE heal, as you see me throwing down here, and likewise for ranged. That made this part of the fight pretty easy. There were no special abilities that really threw us off.
Good. Other than that, he's pretty simple. Right,
before your raid engages Annihilation Droid, there are 3 things they need to know. They need to choose a pillar which they will use for cover during one of his abilities, which I'll talk about momentarily. Secondly, during the fight, Annihilation Droid will remain rooted in place. And thirdly, your DPS need to save their long cooldowns for Phase 2. Upon engaging Annihilation Droid, the tank should turn away from the raid, so the tank's back is facing the raid instant's door. This is because the boss's normal attacks are cleave attacks, and also because the boss has an ability known as Overwhelming Sweep. This is where the boss will knock back at great distance anyone standing in front of him, which also does a heavy amount of damage. At this point, he will target a close-by melee, so the off-tank should pick him up while the main tank moves back into place. His next ability is called Missile Barrage. He will squat down and then start shooting missile salvos at the whole raid once every second for 20 seconds. This is where the raid needs to hide behind the pillars so as not to get hit. The main tank should stay out and tank the boss to make the transition back to DPS easier. Because of this, the healer should throw it on an AoE circle of heal so that while everyone's hiding, the tank can have heals and stay up. His next ability is called Proximity Violation. He will stomp the ground, stun the entire raid for a short amount of time. You can use your stun break to get out of this. It will do approximately 3k on cloth through the entire raid. Another one of his abilities is called Cannonade. He will shoot random raid members with this molten looking gun. It does about 4.5k on cloth, so you should heal this raid member up immediately. Another one of his abilities is called Missile Strike. This boss will randomly target a raid member and fire a group of missiles at the member. They will glow red, indicating to them that they should move away from the raid because within 3 seconds they will do 6k damage and an AoE around themselves.
Come on in, get him. Back on.
I got the reticle on.
At 50%, the boss will pick up another ability called Storm Protocol. When he announces Storm Protocol, you will begin to see small red circles on the ground. Your raid members need to move out of these circles because within 3 seconds a missile will hit the ground doing a small AoE damage in that spot. If the raid does not continue moving around, the damage will be a little too much for healers and could possibly wipe the raid.
Proximity violation. I have been armed with 24 distinct weapons technologies.
Come and get. He's below 30%. Remember to use your execute.
Enemy tactics analyzed. Engaging storm protocols. here. You'll see. Proximity violation.
Alright, burn him down.
At 10% health, the boss will enter Phase 2, where he will continuously cast Missile Barrage until he is killed. This is where your DPS should burn all their cooldowns to bring the boss down as soon as possible, before the raid damage overwhelms the healers.
Beat him
That
like
brings
the
this guide to
family
an
did.
end. I hope it helps, and if you liked it, please like, comment, and favorite. If you would like to be notified when more guides are released, please subscribe. Thanks and good hunting.